My name is Chelsea Brackett and I'm demonstrating the interrupted suture technique. I'm going to show 5 interrupted sutures, and first I'm going to start by washing my hands and donning gloves to make sure that I am clean and sterile. And then I'm going to use my lidocaine injection and inject around, I'll probably have about 5 cc's. I will inject around, aspirate, and watch the wound bubble up, and I will continue to do this on both sides, and then I will be ready to suture. I'm going to use my hemostats and tweezers at this time, and I'm going to use a silk braided suture. So I'm going to make sure that I have my needle, and I'm going to hook my hemostats onto the needle so that I can maneuver the needle at a 90-degree angle. So now I'm ready to start, and I'm going to lift up the skin, and I'm going to pierce the needle through the dermis and epidermis and pull it through. Disconnect, connect again, and pull through. Once that is done, I'm going to regrasp my needle, lift up the dermis and epidermis, follow through. Now I'm going to stabilize the skin and pull the needle away. I'm going to lay the needle down so I know where the needle is at all times while I'm going to wrap the suture. So I'm going to place my tweezers down and wrap my suture around clockwise twice. Grab what's left over and pull. Now I'm going to go the opposite direction. Grab. And sometimes it gets stuck on the needle head, so you just have to start over once it does that. So now we'll go clockwise and pull. And then counterclockwise, grasp and pull. And then I like to do 3 knots to make sure that it is secure. And now you're going to cut with your scissors the excess. And then start again. So I'm going to grab my needle, make sure I have it hooked at a proper angle, use my tweezers, pull up the dermis and epidermis, hook, stabilize, pull through, and I'm going to readjust my needle, grab the skin, go through the dermis and epidermis, and pull through. At this point, I'm going to place my needle down, clockwise 2 times, and pull through. Now I'm going to go counterclockwise 2 times, and pull through. I like to go 3 times just to ensure that it's safe and effective. Stitch. And now I'm going to move the needle out of the way to ensure I know where the needle is at all times. And cut the stitch. So that's 2 sutures. I'm going to do 3 more in the same fashion. Through the dermis and epidermis. Then readjust my needle. That's 3. I'm going to start number 4. Sometimes it gets caught in the needle head of the hemostats. There we go. And if it does, you just completely unhook the thread and start over. And that's the 3rd wrap. And you're going to cut the suture. And this is the 5th stitch. So going to grasp my needle, reclamp. I want to move all of the excess stitches out of the way so I can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, and this is the last stitch. Regrip my needle. Place the needle away. Okay, I'm going to wrap. Make sure you know where your needle is at all times. And I found a technique of wrapping higher on the hemostats will prevent you from getting it stuck in the needle head. And this is the 3rd wrap. And I'm going to cut all the sutures off. And if any of the sutures are too long as these are, I will just cut to make sure that they are an appropriate length. And another thing I would have done prior to starting suturing is make sure that the area is clean. I would have cleaned with an alcohol and a betadine solution to make sure that the area was very clean. So that is how I would have started prior to actually stitching. So that is my 5 sutures of an interrupted style. Thank you.